The college baseball experience, NCAA 2023 basement. I can't fucking talk. 2023 NCAA Baseball Tournament bracket picks and futures episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with zero interest. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to get started today. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. Yes, yes, yes. Woo-hoo. Welcome to the college baseball experience, not basement experience. Look, this is the 2023 NCAA Baseball Tournament bracket picks and futures episode. And holy shit, I'm excited to watch all the games, and I'm excited to talk it all with you. Perhaps you're wondering who the maniac is that is yelling at you. My name is Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink, and I don't have stress, and I'm healthy.
And I see there's some teams in the regional that are in Lexington, Kentucky. They're probably saying this.
I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck, I can't see pollen. And let's get the fuck out of this country, mother.
Yes, folks, it's an honor to be here. I really was watching a lot of MLB today, and I said, you know what? It's all right, but I'm trying to watch the college. I want a real tournament. All right, I want to watch something that matters right now because, yeah, I saw the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're good today. All right, saw the Cleveland Indians beat the Orioles. All right, whatever. But damn, if I don't want some baseball, I'm ready for Friday, guys. I am ready. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. I am joined by the heartbeat of the college baseball experience. This guy, he used to be a pitcher himself. Some say you had a little Roger Clemens to him, perhaps a little Jim Abbott to him. I don't know. But this guy is just a fucking legend on all accounts. You've heard him on the MLB Gambling Podcast. You've heard him on the College Basketball Experience. You've heard him on everything. All right, give it up for Noah Bieniek. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Colby? Yeah, I guess I pitched a little bit like Carson Fulmer in high school. Changed it up, went sidearm in college. But I just want to open up the podcast with this. I apologize to all the listeners yesterday, especially on YouTube, because my microphone just completely acted up in the final 5 minutes of the show. And we kept in a little part of it at the end for the audio, just so everybody knew why it had to be sped up and ended. But yeah, we just couldn't figure out what was going on. So yeah, I wanted to apologize for that. But yesterday, if you're interested in all the analysis, that's the show for you today. It's all picks, all bets, baby.
It's okay, buddy. We know you were watching Throbbing Hood in the middle of that going on, but it's okay.
Playing blackjack.
Playing blackjack, watching Throbbing Hood, and all of a sudden it started to play. The porn went deep into the computer, and it happens. It happens. All right. Just make sure it's turned off tonight. I know you're excited about Position Impossible. It's coming out. Don't worry about it. We are also joined by host of the College Basketball Experience. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen this guy in a month. I've been on the milk cart, and he's been on the milk cart. I don't know what's happening, but he is, the man behind the scenes with the College Basketball Experience. Former video coordinator for Bob Huggins, and he's a West Virginia Mountaineer himself. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. How you doing, brother?
What is going on, Pick Dundee? Yeah, I'm bringing my air mattress to Lexington because I got to stay in a fucking dorm room. But yeah, no, I was watching the show last night, and then all of a sudden I heard that beep at the end. I was dying laughing because no, I've been watching too much porn over there on those 6 a.m., 7 a.m. episodes. That is, his computer just went out.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. All right, it's okay. You know, these things happen. Look, if you're listening to a podcast that doesn't have porn interruptions, I don't know what you're listening to. So guys, look, we have a just a wonderful slate here, and I'm super excited to break all this down for you and go and go into these matchups. But I'm gonna let Noah. You know, his mic's working right now, so. Noah Bieniek's like the Cadillac. He's going to take us everywhere on this episode. Noah, break down what you want to explain to the audience, and you know what essentially we're going to be going region by region.
Yeah, so I am adjusting this layout currently in the background, but basically how the bracket works is we have 16 regionals. There's 4 teams in these regionals, and they are double elimination. So this is for any of the casuals that are just coming in here trying to get some action on some college baseball tournament games. The way it works is it's double elimination. The 1 seed plays the 4 seed in the regional, then the 2 seed plays the 3 seed in the regional. Both losers play each other in a double elimination game. It works all the way through. There's one team that advances, and that would be your regional winner, and we'll be giving out some bets on those. Then we're also going to give out the runner up for the pool, because I know a lot of pools for office pools or just pools online, they offer the runner up choice for an extra additional point. So we'll do the regional winner and then the runner up for a point. Then in the super regional, which is your second round on a bracket, it is a best of 3 series. This is what teams have been playing on the weekends all year long. So that's the format that we all know. Then the next round is when you get into the College World Series. It's the final 8 for anybody that pays attention to March Madness. There's a final 8 here in baseball, and it's again a double elimination 4-team bracket. The top team and bottom team from the top quadrant of the bracket will play each other in the first game of that double elimination game. Same goes for the bottom half of the bracket. The left side is one pool of the left side of the bracket's one pool in Omaha. The right side of the bracket's another pool in Omaha. Double elimination. The 2 winners of both brackets then play each other in the College World Series, a best of 3 series. So hope that helps.
There you go. And if that confuses you, then you're just like me and just watch the fucking games. All right. Look, but we're going to dive into each one. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great matches, especially if you're a college junkie like me. I love college football, college basketball, college baseball. I love seeing some of the little brother matchups against big brother, or rivals that rivalries that have been going on for a super long time. We're going to talk all about those. But before we do all that, I want to tell you that the college baseball experience is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, this episode is supported by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the world's first bet now, pay later Visa card. Edge currently offers up to $2,500 in betting advances, which you're going to be that can be an extremely valuable tool. All right. You might be recently hitched, and maybe your wife's going to say, "Hey, what the hell is this gigantic transaction?" Now you can kind of disguise it here. Take out this little bit of a loan. Imagine what you can do with an increased bankroll. All right. You can get down on some of your favorite futures without tying up your bankroll for months. Your wife won't be talking to her parents saying you're a fucking degenerate. You know what I mean? So double down on your favorite bet you like, or even, I don't know, use some of them. You can create an awesome middle perhaps, or, even hedge, which, is a very terrible thing to do. So there's a lot of people out there that are not me, and they like to perhaps hedge. I think hedging is for pussies, but at the same time, you never know what maybe you need some money back. You know what I mean? So Edge Boost isn't some sleazy loan shark either. Right? You don't got to worry about getting a fucking pool stick to your fucking head. All right, you're good. All right, just payment plans. It's absolutely fantastic. 0 interest, and that's the key thing to hit on there. 0 interest. So obviously, the loan shark, you're going to keep going further and further into that debt. And that's how they get you by the balls. Here, nothing, zero interest. Your wife's not going to ask any questions, or your husband's not going to ask any questions. Don't want to say it, but women like to gamble too. I've been to plenty of sports books where I've seen women out there gambling. So, you gotta check this out. It's honestly awesome, because if you're waiting for a paycheck, or maybe whatever the scenario would be, obviously life presents all these challenges. You could just say, oh, well, I'll pay it next, pay it off in 4 installments. It's fantastic. So support SGPN and grow your bankroll by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to sign up. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. You must be 21 years or older to use. Problem with gambling, 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we are back on the college baseball experience, and Noah, let's go. Let's get into this thing. All right, I see you pulling up, and hopefully you're watching on YouTube. You'll see this sweet ass bracket. What's wrong? You got the wrong bracket. It's okay. I can just keep talking about ECU, how they're going to win it all. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this sweet graphic.
Get rid of the black space in the middle. We're fine.
You're fine. And let's get into it, buddy.
All right. So I'm tinkering this on the fly. Does that work?
What are we talking about right now? Okay.
All right. I got rid of the black space in the middle. It is, I think Mac's cameras.
Blame it on Mac. Blame it on Mac. Look, but if you're watching, we have the sweet ass graphic up, and I think we're gonna start in what is this?
It's the Fayetteville regional.
Fayetteville, Arkansas. Remember their sweet ass fans that picked up a fucking raccoon a year ago and got a standing ovation as the guy chugged his beer while holding a raccoon, and then later that night checked himself into the hospital with a slight case of rabies, which is normal in those parts of Arkansas. So we have the Arkansas Razorbacks as a 1 seed, and they're taking on Santa Clara, the Broncos out of the WCC. And then you got the Arizona Wildcats, and who are they? They're taking on
TCU.
And you know where I reside here. Where I reside here. Look, I got Arkansas beating Santa Clara, guys. I don't know. I don't know if you want to jump right into it, but I got the Arkansas Razorbacks taking care of Santa Clara, going chalk here, and then I'm going chalk in the other region too. TCU, I like this team. I've seen them a few times this year. I think they're going to be able to handle the Arizona Wildcats, who, as Noah said yesterday's show, very lucky to be in the big dance here. Noah, am I a fucking idiot?
So I was adjusting the YouTube layout. For some reason, it got fucked up. So I didn't really listen to you a whole lot, so I apologize. But
it's okay. That's standard with this podcast. No one really listens to me.
The Fayetteville regional. TCU comes into this regional extremely hot, winning 14 of the last 16 games. And I gave out the Frogs at 100-1 on Saturday night to win the College World Series. But I said on that show that they would have a great draw anywhere except Fayetteville. I think the Frogs have a really tough matchup here with Arkansas in this regional. Baum Walker may be one of the most rowdy home environments in all of college baseball. The Hogs are 30-4 at home this season, and they're getting healthy at the right time. Brady Tigert, Josenberger, Wagner, all back. And I like this bullpen a lot. Top 3 starters for Arkansas are really good as well. I have Arkansas at plus 105 to make it out of this regional, and TCU is my runner-up here.
Well, I'm going TCU to beat Arkansas, but I think it's going to be very close.
I like how they're playing right now. I hate their draw.
That crowd will be lit. Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here in Fayetteville?
I'm riding with our guys from the Big 12, TCU. I know, shocker, but I did just watch TCU for the whole weekend, and they ran right through the Big 12 tournament. They were the preseason pick before the season started, finally started playing better baseball, like you said, won 14 out of 17 coming down the stretch. And it's going to be a tough task to go into Arkansas. They might be grabbing rats out of the bleachers again, but I think TCU is going to get it done and stay high. Let's go Frogs.
Yeah, and so we all three have TCU squaring off against Arkansas, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I
none
just
of
have
us taking
Arkansas
the
winning.
Wildcats.
Going a little bit straight from you guys. TCU to come out of the regional, guys, is in Fayetteville plus 320.
Oh,
You like that?
Oh, I'm jumping on it. Look, TCU, obviously, you know, their athletic department has been on the come up. And I'm sure Moneyline Mac, as a Big 12 guy, will mention this. Obviously, they had their run to the national championship where they got completely fucking obliterated. But their basketball program's been on the come up too with Jamie Dixon, and then their baseball program making a lot of progress as well. I just think that Arkansas game, I could just see the pressure being on Arkansas. That's what's interesting is like, yes, you have the great home environment that is, you know, Fayetteville, but there's also a pressure for you to deliver. There's
100% pressure in delivering at home. And the other thing is here, like they're hosting, and it takes a lot of work behind the scenes to get the ballpark ready to host four teams during the weekend. There is plenty of pressure, but Arkansas has been done that. With the regional host, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue for them.
All right, well, let's go over to this is the great city that everyone always shits on me. Terre Haute.
Yeah, it's like Terre Haute, something like that.
Terre Haute.
How about that being a 1 seed?
Yeah, the Sycamores.
Yeah,
Larry
story.
Bird.
Yeah,
they're not even. They're 16th seed. They're like they're 14th here.
So. Missouri Valley represent Larry Bird's alma mater. Blue collar. Remember, Larry Bird ruined his NBA career because he was putting in a driveway for his mother. I feel like that's probably the last time a professional athlete ever worked in the off season. That is. Shout out to them. They're taking on Wright State. I believe they're in the Horizon League.
Yep.
And then you have the North Carolina Tar Heels, who we know they're a bunch of pussies. No, I mean NC State's normally who I like to come at, but come on, Tar Heel fans too, a little weak in my mind too. The Iowa Hawkeyes representing the Big Ten, taking on North Carolina, and you got Wright State, Indiana State. Noah, I want to know what you're doing here before I double down on my decision making, because I kind of want to go chalk with Indiana State. I kind of want to go chalk again, but am I a maniac?
In the Terre Haute regional, Indiana State's plus 245 to come out, and they're the third favorite. North Carolina, the 3 seed, is plus 185 to win the regional. Iowa is plus 240, and Wright State is plus 750. This regional is being played at Bob Warren Field, which is 340 down the lines, which is quite deep for a college baseball field. So I'm looking away from a team that relies on more power hitting and more towards a team that is going to, get on base, and they're going to cause some chaos on the base path. So they also need to have good pitching. I mean, every team in the NCAA tournament to go far needs good pitching. So for me, that eliminates Wright State, who is really inconsistent with the bats. They rely on the long ball, and North Carolina, who doesn't have consistent pitching. So it comes down to Indiana State, who's 15-3 at home this season, or Iowa, who's 9-9 on the road. The Sycamores, they have a stellar rotation from the Missouri Valley, but I'm not sure if that's going to translate here to top competition. They're just 2-9 against quad 1 competition this year, and their starting pitchers, Matt Jacek, he's allowing opponents to hit 256 against him. He's their ace, and he's playing in the Missouri Valley Conference. And then Connor Fenlong, 223, Lane Miller, 211. Those numbers aren't incredible from a non-major league. After seeing Iowa play well this past weekend in the Big Ten tournament in Omaha, I think I can trust their lineup to get on base. They're going to steal some bags. They're 14th in the country in on-base percentage, and they have 98 bags on the year. Doing that with a top-notch starting rotation in Brody Breck, Marcus Morgan, and Ty Langenberg, I think we'll get them out of this regional. Give me the Hawkeyes at plus 230 to advance, and Iowa State's my runner-up.
So wait, Mr. Big Ten's going with the Big Ten school. Boring.
Yeah, but Mr. Big 12 went with a Big 12 school last regional.
That's true.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna side with Noah here. I watched Iowa as well this past weekend, and they got all the way to the Big Ten championship. They beat Michigan twice. I think when these low major, mid majors host, like you said with Arkansas, a lot of pressure, not being used to having the target on their back.
Exactly.
I like Iowa kind of to fly under the radar here and get it done in the Terre Haute region, home of Bob Meyerfield.
Bob Warren
Meyer,
Bob
yeah.
Warner,
Oscar Meyer.
Bob Huggins Field, whatever they call it.
I see what you're doing because look, I know the Alabama baseball scandal, and we here on the College Experience, no matter whether it's football, basketball, or baseball, we do believe that crime pays. But Iowa also has had a little bit of a scandal between gambling, which I can get behind.
They're missing. Actually, this is a good point too. They're missing their best player. I've hoped that he was going to come back here. He's missed about 14 games now. I was hoping that after 10, it would be like a little silent 10-game suspension, but he still hasn't returned. But they looked really good still without him. His name is Keaton Anthony. He's both a hitter and a pitcher. He has the best batting average on the team, and he's their fourth starting pitcher. That's one good
and a gambler.
and a DJ.
When I see suspended players, and then you add on the fact he was gambling, but when I see suspended players, I see championships. Give me the Iowa Hawkeyes too. Let's go. All right.
Plus 230 out of the regional, baby.
Plus 230. I think they're going to take on Indiana State, who beats Wright State. So let's go. Let's jump over to Stillwater. I've been to the fine city of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and they have their Cowboys who, top 25. They're the 1 seed. And Starvin Hagler says crime pays and racism. Iowa, good money. Hey, look, I have not experienced that racism in Iowa, but perhaps it's there. Indiana, well, I believe is the home of the KKK, so perhaps it is residing there. I believe that's where they got organized. So maybe that's his point. Oklahoma State's the 1 seed. They'll be taking on Oral Roberts. Yes, who is located in the great state of Oklahoma. In case you don't know where Bob Roberts is, they're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So you got a little brother angle. You know, I love a 1-4 matchup where little brother can say fuck you to you. And then you got the Washington Huskies out of the Pac-12 taking on Dallas Baptist. Earlier in the year, if you listen to us all year, Dallas Baptist has treated me very kind this year, and I see opportunity for a little upset. Give me old DB coming out of Stillwater, and start your football program, you filthy whores. Noah, am I a fool for riding Dallas Baptist in Stillwater?
No, but you're a fool for calling them DB still. They're DBU. But in the 2022 O'Brate Stadium Stillwater Regional, it played really, really small. O'Brate Stadium did. They were finishing as football scores in this regional last year. I want an explosive offense to be my pick here. There were 134 runs scored in 7 games here in 2022. I like Dallas Baptist this weekend. They're 13th in the country with 105 bombs, and you need pitching depth for this weekend since basically every pitcher is going to get shelled. DBU has a good top 4 starters in Ryan Johnson, Zach Heaton, Braxton Briggs, and then Bryson Hammer. But behind them, they have 6 more arms with sub-5 ERAs. DBU at plus 225 is my pick here. Oklahoma State, the runner-up.
Damn, and I thought DBU was just the Colorado Buffaloes. Yeah, that's a shot.
Start your baseball team. Colorado.
That's a shot at you, Ohio State. That's a shot at you, Virginia Tech, and that's a shot at you, LSU. Anyway, yeah, I mean, start your baseball program. Colorado Buffaloes, correct. And I am on Dallas Baptist. The question is Moneyline Mac, what are you doing here in Stillwater with your boys? Obviously, you're a Big 12 guy. Are you going chalk, or do you think you might have a little upset brewing in Stillwater?
I think it will come down to the Cowboys and DBU, and you can tell that I've been listening to the College Baseball Experience every day because I knew all about Dallas Baptist as soon as you started reading that off. But I'm taking the Cowboys to protect home field. Josh Holliday's their manager. He keeps a really good program there. He's in his 11th year. They're always right there in the regional, knocking on the door. They got there in 2016, so I think they're going to get through here and get to the Super Regional. But Dallas Baptist is good.
Yeah, fun fact about Josh Holliday, too. Brother of Matt Holliday, MLB star, and actually Matt Holliday's son, Jackson Holliday, was the number 1 pick in last year's MLB draft. He was teammates with Nolan Schubert, who's the 5-hitter in this lineup. He's from my area, Orchard Lake St. Mary's High School kind of guy. I saw them play live. Oklahoma State's legit. So I don't argue with that pick at all.
And don't forget that I have stayed at a Holiday Inn once, and they will leave the light on for you. Shout out to my guy Tom Bodett. Oh, whatever, Tom Bodett. Sounds like a baseball player. Look, folks, before we jump over to Nashville, I see Wet Blanket in there. Shout out to everyone in the chat. He's on Oklahoma State, and he wants to talk about what's going on in Nashville. And no, I'm not talking about country music or some bachelorette party.
That's
talking
Lexington.
about yeah. But before I get over there, I want to tell you folks out there that the College Baseball Experience is brought to you by the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Final Contest. Yes, we've got 2 more free contests for the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. Enter exclusively on the SGPN app, which is free. Look, we're not trying to take your money. All right. We're not trying to take your money. It's a free app to download. Whatever, Google Play Store.
Charge with SGPN, by the way?
Nothing. We charge your fucking time to listen to us talk. All right. That's it. All right. It's free. All right. Come on. So get on over there. You're going to get series props and game props. And we got $100 SGPN gift card up for grabs for each contest. All you have to do is enter. It's free, folks. We're trying to give you money. Don't be an idiot. You're staring at the computer all day. This is 2023. Everyone's working from fucking home these days, right? Just get on over there. Ignore whatever. What's up?
On the SGPN app, you can also find the college baseball picks for free. Daily games and hopefully some futures we're able to post on there. So,
well, and that's another great thing. I saw you tweet out today. Give Noah a follow on Twitter at 77NB. But like Oregon State's got some injuries, and if you follow our picks page, which is all there, all of our picks. Once again, this is not some. I'm not some fucking hack. Say, all right, for $99.95 a week, I will give you these winners. No, they're all full of shit. All right, because if they were, they wouldn't be telling you
they're
to jump
full of
on
shit
it.
And they block you on Twitter.
True. All right, I get blocked by a lot of people on Twitter too. Look, get on over there, download the SGPN app, enter today, and if you'll get the picks, you'll see what we're switching to. Maybe some news comes out. You never know. So do that. All right, and remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. All right. We are back and we are going to Nashville, where Wet Blanket says Vandy's coming out of there. The Commodores, who I once said earlier in this season, was a blue blood, and people were shitting on me. Well, they only won the SEC tournament, and they're back to that 1 seed where blue bloods reside normally. I'm gonna ride with the Commodores because I know fucking sports. All right, I'm taking the Commodores to get Eastern Illinois. Get out of here, Xavier. Really, stop it. I could go into that with some other recent comments about Xavier fans, but the Oregon Ducks also the Oregon Ducks. Come on, that is a far trip for the Oregon Ducks from Eugene to Nashville. Come on, Vandy is. This is easy. This is an easy play. This is the easiest play I'm going to say out of this whole region, out of this whole Stillwater, Terre Haute, Fayetteville. This is the easiest one. Noah, is it the easiest one? And once again, the question that I will ask you for each of these: am I a fucking idiot?
Colby, you mentioned that we're going to Nashville. I've never been. I would love to go to the Nashville regional here. Vanderbilt minus 155 to get out of the regional. Oregon plus 260. Xavier plus 550. And Eastern Illinois is 22-1 to advance out of the regional. This one was, you're right. It's pretty easy for me to fill in Vandy here as my winner. They're 25-6 at home. They have a tremendous pedigree with 17 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Whoa. That's now the longest current streak.
Almost like a blue blood.
That's now the longest current streak after Florida State. They just ended their streak at 44 this year. But Vandy, they always have a really good pitching staff, nice depth, and their lineup right now has found another gear. Over the last 7 games, they're averaging 8 runs a game, and they are 6-1 against SEC opponents during that span. So Vanderbilt, they're minus 155 to advance. I'm not going to play it. There's a little bit too much juice for me there. With all these regionals, sometimes chaos happens, but I like them to just bet. I like to just bet them game by game here. I think that Oregon, Xavier, and Eastern Illinois aren't really going to provide too much of a challenge here to Vanderbilt. I'll pick Xavier as my runner-up at plus 550. They could be a fun sprinkle to get out of the regional. They have an impressive pitching staff, and my buddy Grant Stevenson's their third baseman.
Oh, going with the buddy play, the sympathy play. I think they're going to take on the Oregon Ducks. Personally,
Oregon did pull off a 4-game sweep of Xavier in the first weekend of the season, so I won't argue.
Mac, where are you going in the fine city of Nashville?
Yeah, I thought this from naked eye, this was the easiest draw, and then Noah read off all those stats and facts to even sell me more. Seems like Vandy's definitely the play here. I mean, Tim Corbin's in his 21st year, Noah. He keeps a good program, and I think the Commodores are going to move on to the Super Regional.
Yep,
easy play. Play. What
play.
What are those odds right now to come out of there?
Minus 155. I just think there's too much juice. I'd rather bet them game by game.
Look, that's a strong glass of juice right there. Just jump in. All right. That is a fresh squeezed orange juice. All right.
It's not orange juice, it's green juice for the cat.
Yeah. This isn't, exactly. But this isn't one of these bullshit concentrate. This is easy. Get on over there, have some of that juice, because that thing's coming through. All right, let's jump on over to the next region here. If you're watching once again on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. And how are we looking on moving this fine graphic that looks somewhat cool?
I was just tinkering. It looks somewhat cool, somewhat stupid.
Yeah, well, that's on par with us. And
you were talking about the bracket graphic. I thought you were talking about the YouTube layout.
No,
the bracket graphic's sick. The YouTube layout looks somewhat stupid.
Yeah, it's okay. Has anyone ever told you you're a few sandwiches short of a picnic? I am joking, and let's go. I'm joking. Noah's a great guy, and he does great work. If anything, I'm the fucking idiot. Let's jump on over to Charlottesville. Do we even need to talk about Charlottesville? I don't even know that I need to. There's just. Yeah, I know we see some teams in there and you say, Virginia's had success in the past, and Army's, I do like Army, and obviously I support the troops. But at the same time, then you have the Oklahoma Sooners who are leaving the Big 12, and they got a decent history. Oh, you thought last year they were going to run away. No. Then you got the elephant in the room, the team that I think has probably been the best baseball program in America, even better than New York Yankees when you consider baseball, and that is the East Carolina Pirates. Just so you guys know, Babe Ruth wanted to go to East Carolina, and they told him to fuck off. So, and believe it or not, Mickey Mantle's 0-1 in Greenville. So just spewing facts over here. But guys, I mean, who are we kidding here? Like, I get it. Oklahoma, football school, first off, East Carolina, that is, but they still focus on baseball pretty hard, and they're going to beat the tar out of Oklahoma. I mean, this is like the Lincoln Riley Bowl. They both coached at both schools, but ECU is just a better team, and you can tell by the ranking against Oklahoma that they're the better team. Also, I thought they personally should have been the 1 seed, but I mean, I get it. The pitch, we lost to a bad Tulane team, but I like to get that loss out of the way before going on a tear and winning the championship. Which I think when I evaluate the rosters one by one, player by player, we got the roster to win it all this year, and the empty I'm just telling you guys, you want to make some money. If you want to make some money, get in on my Pirates right now, because if there's one thing I know about East Carolina, it's that, they know what they're doing in this team has waited for this moment. Remember last year they got their heart broken by the Texas Longhorns. I still think I was a crock of shit. You know what I mean? Like, we should have won that one.
In your defense, like I said yesterday on the podcast, you have a tough opening regional, but if you advance through the regional, this is going to be the easiest, it's the most winnable super regional matchup you guys have ever had in the super regionals in the last decade. You guys played at Louisville, you guys played at Vanderbilt, and then you hosted the team with the most amount of Omaha appearances in Texas last year. So if you get through, you're either facing Coastal Carolina or Duke or UNCW, all in-state foes that East Carolina is going to have a chip on their shoulder against, and confident that they are the better baseball program than all of them, except maybe Coastal with one national championship compared to your 0.
Oh, they're better. They're better than Coastal. Those are pretenders. But no, and I would argue that that's the hardest region for them because they're going to have to play. One of them's going to have to play East Carolina, and that's just unfortunate for them. So, guys, look, I have Army upsetting Virginia because Virginia is a bunch of pussies, and Army is a real institution with real athletes. And I honestly believe what hold on. I actually had this pulled up. I actually believe that Army. Where did I do with this on? Where over at DraftKings right now, you can get Army, I believe, for the game lines
Army
for Friday.
Plus
270. Let's jump on that. All right. Memorial Day just happened. We salute, we support our troops. And we know, especially when they're taking on a bunch of candy asses, that they're going to take them down. So plus 270. Can I interest you guys in jumping on plus 270? Army, 9 a.m. on the West Friday morning.
Very live. They are going to have a guy named Mike Ruggieri. He's got a 286 ERA and 9-1 record on the season. If you're 9-1, Army's very live.
Jump on it. Let's come on. All right.
Can Army win the region?
I've heard that some people are taking Army as the.
I am a little terrified. Look, if we get UVA, that's easy. We beat the shit out of them all the time. If we get Army. That's a little concerning. It's a little concerning.
The only thing I'm going to say is Virginia does have the best batting average in the country. East Carolina's offense has been red hot. Army's faced Patriot foes all year long. That's all I'm going to say.
But Army is actually literal Patriots. You know what I mean? Their rosters, they're full of fucking
ready for war.
Yeah, they're not going to put up with some bullshit. You know what I mean? So, and when I evaluate Virginia's athletic department, all I see is bullshit. So, I am taking Army plus 270, and jump on it, Mac. What are you doing? And I'm just curious. I know what are you doing in this region, but can I interest you in a plus 270 on the Black Knights in Charlottesville?
Yeah, and I really like it that it's the first game of the day. It's the early window, so that's a good time to pick somebody off. Get the shadows late in the game. So yeah, let's go Knights. Run the triple option right down their throat. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bring it back.
Let's go, baby.
Shadows will be early
though in the region.
Not late. Early. They'll be early.
Yeah. I got it mixed up. Basketball, we don't worry about the shadows, but yes. No. I'm gonna take ECU in the region. They are UVA's kryptonite.
That's right.
I was listening to the show last night. You could tell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Noah, now's your chance to
he's just kissing
prove
up
that
to
you're
you,
a real guy.
He's kissing up to you. I'm on Virginia. The
Cavs,
they're minus 110 to come out of the regional. ECU plus 255.
I thought you knew baseball.
Go ahead and take that if you guys want to at 255 for ECU to get out of the regional.
Oklahoma, I thought you knew baseball.
390 and Army 15-1.
Folks, at 77NB in case you want to unfollow.
So in this regional, though, the reason why I'm taking Virginia is they can really do it all. They hit it well, and they're 32-4 at home. That's going to be a really tough hill to climb for ECU. The Cavs, they have the best average in the country, like I said, 334, with the best team ERA in this regional as well, with a 382. That's fifth in the nation. Virginia, they have 4 starters with an ERA below 410. Then in the lineup, the duo of Kyle Teal and Jake Geloff is just unavoidable. Plus, they have 5 guys with an average of 300 and OPS above 1,000. And they fit this theory of teams that make deep Omaha runs. It's called the hot, cold, hot theory from the 11.7 guys. And Virginia, they started off the year 24-2. Then they went cold, losing 9 games. They were 12-9 in the month of April. Now they're 10-1 in their last 11 games in May. The Pirates are my runner-up, but I'm taking UVA to come out of the regional, and at minus 110, I'm not going to bet it. Plus 255 on ECU is valid if you're going to take that.
It's just funny because I'm just dabbling through the interwebs, and you feel pretty confident. When I look back, I see history, and history sometimes tells a story. So since 2016, East Carolina is 5-1 against UVA with their one loss Wait, only one of those wins was in Greenville. The rest were in Charlottesville. Let's go. This is an easy play. I cannot wait.
I'll finish the stat for you too.
Yeah.
ECU won the 2016 Charlottesville Regional in Virginia, and they won the 2022 Greenville Regional when they hosted Virginia last year. So they've had 2 regionals together in the last 7 tournaments, and they've won both.
That's what I'm talking about. This is and by the way, I follow a lot of ECU sports. That's not a home crowd for UVA. This is a home crowd for Greenville. That's not a far trip. That's not a far trip.
Believe us, you retweet them all. We saw that they're already packing. They already got their tickets. They're packing their.
UVA
I may drive over there with an ECU shirt on.
There we go.
Let's go. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah. So we got. Now the only problem is when you get over there. I've been to Charlottesville. There's no they don't even have bars with TVs. You know what I mean? This is not a sports town, but it's okay. Well, I'm sure we'll set up some TVs in the tailgating area, and people will be getting cherry bombed all day. So ECU will have the crowd; they will win it. Let's continue on this journey.
I think it was they were taking shots of Jameson. I think it was either Jameson or Jaeger in the Jungle parking lot last year.
Buddy, trust me, it's everything.
Mac,
all right?
They'll welcome you. If you say you're from the college experience and you know Colby Dant, they will take you in like a brother.
Damn right.
And I'm a West Virginia guy. West Virginia and East Carolina get along.
Yeah, people don't realize that we have the same philosophies. You know what I mean? And that is, if there's alcohol, you drink it. I don't care what it is. All right, they'll be doing shots of Scope in the fucking parking lot because there's a little bit of alcohol in there. All right, so let's go Pirates. They get it done. Let's move along to Columbia, South Carolina, where we got the Gamecocks. Been a great
Conway.
Oh, I'm sorry, Conway, South Carolina. Yeah. Where you got the Dirty Birds, aka Big Bird, and the Chanticleers as the 1 seed there. You got the Moving Company and Ryder as the 4 seed. You got UNC Wilmington, and then you have the Duke Blue Devils. Interesting. I watched a little bit of Duke this year. I've been somewhat impressed. You got Coastal, who's Noah's trying to say, oh, they got a great history. Yeah, sure. All right.
They've got a title. ECU, their trophy case is a little bare.
Yeah, well, just because we're having a good time, you know what I mean. They're in Conway, South Carolina. Where what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
They're gonna show it off if ECU visits in the Super Bowl.
Gonna hang out at the KFC again. This is a system play here. I got Wilmington upsetting Duke because I love the little brother angle, and that's what's so great about this whole fucking tournament. I know I sound like beating a dead horse here because I mentioned a lot of this yesterday, but Wilmington is plus 150 to beat Duke Friday morning. I think you jump on that. Am I a maniac on that front, Noah?
No, definitely not. UNCW is very live in the regional in general. I favor them. They're my runner-up sneak peek. It's an easy bet for me to make. I really, really love Coastal here, and it's just a bad matchup for other teams in this regional. Springbrook Stadium is an absolute launch pad, and it favors big power offenses, and that's something that the Chanticleers have that none of these other teams have. And none of them can match it. 16th best batting average in the country as a team, 10th best on base percentage, 12th in slugging percentage, and they have 99 home runs, which is the 20th most in the country. I think these guys will tee off this weekend. Give me Coastal at plus 140 to win the regional. UNCW is the runner-up for me. I pissed teal, so you knew I was going to go with Coastal. As for the odds,
quoting Grayson McCall.
As for the odds in this regional, Coastal plus 140, Duke plus 145, UNCW plus 500. I would sprinkle a little bit on that, and Ryder 12-1.
No, dude, we get down on. So I'm with you. Look, my parents have a place about 20 minutes from Brook Stadium. Yeah. So I'm gonna jump on Coastal. I'm like you. I'm gonna look. I know you're a fool in Charlottesville, but here I think you're actually right. And I think we sprinkle Wilmington. Because I think the Seahawks could be a live dog in Conway. Mac, what are you doing in Conway?
Yeah, you don't have to talk me into fading an ACC school. So I like Wilmington over Duke as well. But I'm going to go Coastal to win the region. They got a good home field there. And I think the moving company will get lost at the beach there down there in Myrtle Beach. How did they make the tournament? How did the moving company make
kids from Jersey going to Myrtle Beach? That
spring break.
That shit ain't happening. Exactly. That shit. I have seen that story one too many times in my life.
Cancun East.
Yeah. They might not score a fucking run. All right, let's jump into Columbia, South Carolina. This one I find pretty interesting because you got the Gamecocks. Gamecocks. Yeah, close to home. Try to take samples of the cocaine. And the Gamecocks, great start to the season. They faded down the stretch. Then you got the Central Connecticut Blue Devils. Some would argue that they're the real Blue Devils in college athletics. But then you have you got we can scratch off one of these teams already, and that's NC State, the Wolfpack, because they have never accomplished anything in life, and so we can fade them. I have been riding this Campbell team, so I have seen Campbell. They fucked up East Carolina a couple times, I believe, and
I think they beat them 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I just watched them against South Carolina Upstate, who was the 2 seed in the Big South, and they put a whooping on South Carolina Upstate. I'm buying into Campbell athletics in general. The football program is 2 years in a row top 75 recruiting class. They're in the FCS, folks. I'm not saying top 75 FCS recruiting class. I'm saying in general everywhere. All right, I am buying into this program. The basketball program's not that bad either. I'm taking Campbell to win this whole fucking tournament. All right, let's go. What are those odds, Noah, on the Camels?
You caught me a little bit off guard, and if you saw my live reaction, that would be great as a clip. Campbell's 60-1 to win it all.
Woo!
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm saying the whole region. Yeah,
the regional.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
That one. Okay, that one.
East Carolina's gonna win the whole fucking thing.
I thought so. That's why I was like so caught off guard there.
I misphrased.
Campbell's plus 180 to win the regional.
Jump on that right now,
South Carolina
folks.
plus 125, NC State plus 310, and Central Connecticut State 30-1.
There's a great video online, and I mentioned this a lot on our basketball show, of a guy who punches a camel in the face, and then he goes to walk away, and the camel grabs him by the neck and throws him like 20 feet. It is awesome, and that is what's going to happen if you do not bet on the Campbell Camels. Give me them all day. Noah, what are you doing here in Columbia?
Yeah, Colby, you're totally sold on Campbell. They are the nobodies from nowhere. They've coined themselves, and the NCAA, they just pissed this team off. And Campbell really wanted to host, and I think Campbell's really impressive. 29 on the road, and it feels like they've beat up teams from Carolinas all year long. I'm telling you, they're the number 1 offense in the country with a chip on their shoulder. It's going to be dangerous. Plus, they have the best ace in the Columbia Regional. And if he helps the Camels to a regional championship, he should have a drink named after him in Weiss Creek. Cade Cooler, remember the name?
Yeah, Cade Cooler. I'm gonna look. ECU fans will be doing a lot of Cade Coolers in the parking lot of Charlottesville, and I'm sure hopefully those Campbell fans will party too. Mac, what are you doing down there in Columbia, South Carolina? You don't tell me you're taking NC State.
No, hell no. But I did consider South Carolina. That is a good home field there at Founders Park. Been to a couple
really
games
good
there.
At home too.
Yeah, and they stumbled down the stretch, lost 11 out of 15. I think they're going to get it done at home over Campbell. I think it's going to come down to South Carolina and Campbell. I'll take the Gamecocks and get it done.
Going with the Gamecocks. Do I mention he used to be employed by the University of South Carolina, right? Right. He's getting his Christmas card still.
I'm going to mention this. They are 26-7 at home, and I do have a preseason bet on the Gamecocks to make it to Omaha at plus 1250. So I am somewhat pulling for South Carolina here.
Okay, well, let's jump over to Gainesville, where Noah Bieniek he's an all Big Ten guy, but he also loves the Florida Gators. You figure it out. All right. And look,
and I went to school in Pitt.
Yeah.
So if you want to rip on me, go ahead.
He likes every fucking team. Yeah. Look, the 1 seed is the Gators. They're taking on Florida A&M, the Rattlers, who have a 29-28 record. Shout out to the Rattlers for getting in the big dance. And then you got Texas Tech, who, I feel like is a solid team. And then you got the UConn Huskies, who I remember from last year. And I know I touched on this last night. I mean, the UConn Huskies, I thought Stanford got very lucky to get out of there against UConn. That was a crazy series in Palo Alto last season. And I'm just gonna jump right in. UConn Huskies. It's the year of UConn. They're gonna join. They're gonna be in the Big 12 in a year. So the football program, Jim Moore has got them bowling in year one. Basketball program just won the national championship, and the baseball program shocks the world by winning the Gainesville Regional. Let's
plus 500 to get out of the regional.
Go.
Do you want it?
I want it. Let's jump on it.
All right. Florida minus 175. Texas Tech, the 3 seed, plus 280. And Florida A&M is 75-1 to get out of the regional.
Should we mention also that Texas Tech just beat Oklahoma in one of the craziest games ever?
Yes.
Come on. Their Super Bowl moment is done. All right.
You keep bringing up probably my worst beat of the season, Colby. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But just like the Nashville regional, the Gainesville regional as one of the easier picks for me that I made on this bracket. The Gators, they have choked in regionals 4 years in a row, but this is an extremely favorable draw. Florida, they have the best starting rotation, the best lineup, and they have no business losing in this regional with a rotation of Brandon Sproat, Hurston Waldrop, and Jack Caglione, and then a closer who had the most saves in the SEC and Brandon Neely. Add in Wyatt Langford, Josh Rivera, Cade Curlin, and Cags, all with averages over 300, OPS over 1,000. BT Riopel's heating up now too. The Gators advance. Texas Tech is my runner-up. I'm not betting Florida at minus 175 to come out of the regional though.
Oh, he's going chalk. He's going with his Big Ten in Iowa, and he's going with Florida. Blah blah blah. Mac,
Iowa is not chalk.
Mac, what are you doing in?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. That it seems like Florida has just continued to kind of lay eggs since they won it years ago. I'm going Big 12, baby. Let's go guns up.
God.
I love that, dude. That's a fun team to watch. I watched them this whole last weekend. Good offense. Tim Tadlock, their manager, they've been knocking on the door to get back to Omaha. They went in 2018 and 19. I think that they're going to get out of here and upset Florida here. Let's go guns up.
And Gavin Cash, he's top 10 in the country in home runs. And they also have the best ace in this regional, Mason Molina. I think they're winning game 1 against Colby's UConn.
Oh, stop it. Look, this is the first region where we have 3 different teams. I like it.
Is.
Let's go. Let's go.
And I love my chances here. There's no.
You're a Florida fan. That's come on.
If Florida loses this regional, I just can't back them anymore in regionals. Like, this is their most favorable draw they've had.
You said that last year, and you're backing them this year.
I didn't. Because I did not. Because Oklahoma is super hot going in that region.
Shout out to Iveta in the chat. She says, wreck them. There you go. Let's jump over.
Where are we steering the people, the listeners of this podcast, guys? Come on.
We're to the UConn Huskies because the dogs
going
are
to
barking. Dogs are fucking barking. Let's go. Let's jump over to the other side of this. Load us up. All right. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. As we jump over to Clemson, South Carolina, where they are the 1 seed, but they're taking on Lipscomb. Yes, the Bison of Lipscomb. And then you have the Clits, the CLTs, Charlotte taking on Tennessee, and Tennessee, I know they were the most hated team in college baseball a year ago. I personally enjoyed them hitting home runs and putting on fur coats. I consider them the Ric Flair of baseball. And that is why I am loading up on the Vols, to come out of this region. Give me Tennessee to come out of this region. I like their shit talking. I know they've toned it down some, but I think it's still in their heart of hearts. And it's gonna come out in Clemson, South Carolina, when they destroy the Fighting Clits, and then the
other Clits, the whole regional's Clits.
Yeah, the whole region. Yeah. So give me the Vols. Noah, what are you doing here?
Yeah, the whole regional's Clits, because Charlotte, they wear Clit across their chest, and Clemson with the C, Tennessee with the T, and or Lipscomb with the L, and Tennessee with the T. Clemson plus 120 to come out of the regional. Tennessee plus 125. Charlotte plus 800. Lipscomb 12-1. Tennessee is going to be the really popular 2-seed pick here, but I'm not going there. You can't go 4-12 on the season and expect to come in and turn over a team in Clemson that's won 17 games in a row. They're 24-10 at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. The Tigers, they aren't a sexy team, but they remind me of the 2022 Texas A&M Aggies quite a bit. Their head coach, has a ton of pedigree, and he's in his first year. He has a pitching staff that really isn't perfect. They're kind of inconsistent, but a lineup filled with blue-collar guys. No superstars here. They just string together hits, and they run the base paths like madmen. Give me the team that's been consistent for the final 2 months of the season instead of a team that's been inconsistent throughout the whole year in Tennessee. And Charlotte, they really just had one good week. So I legit think that Lipscomb will make noise this weekend, maybe even beat Clemson game 1, but I like Clemson to climb all the way back. They could win 5 games in this regional to make it happen, or 4 games in this regional to make it happen. But I like Clemson to advance at plus 120, and Lipscomb is my runner-up.
Look, this guy's talking about pedigree. This isn't the Westminster Kennel Club dog show. All right. All right. So look, the pedigree is with the Tennessee Vols. You mentioned their record, but how about last year in that pedigree? I know it didn't pay off. They didn't win the championship, but I think they learned a thing or two about thing or two last year. If you're going
to bring up last year and pedigree and all this, how about Eric Bakich in 2019 getting into the College World Series with a team from up north in Michigan? And then last year, Michigan won the tournament in Omaha, the Big Ten tournament, but also they got gypped in the Louisville regional last year.
See, Matt,
Eric Bakich has been around.
It's a Michigan connection.
That's what Matt. I was about to say we could start. We could talk
Mac,
about this
over here. How many Big 12 teams have you not taken so far?
I don't think I've picked against one.
we could start talking about the Taj Mahal, and Noah's going to bring it back to Michigan. Anyway, Mac, what are you doing here in Clemson, South Carolina?
I'm gonna go the Vols. They came up just short last year. They were 57-9 last year. They were a juggernaut, but then kind of late choked against who was it? Notre Dame.
Yep, I called for that. By the way, all 3 games, money line, baby. Let's go.
There you go. And I'm gonna take them to bounce back and advance to the regional over Clemson. I think it'll be a good. These two are on a collision course. I don't think the Clits or the Bison stand a chance.
They don't, baby. Let's go over to Auburn, Alabama, where you have the Tigers at they're the 1 seed there.
And by the way, on the graphic we have the seedings jacked up a little bit. Clemson's the 4 seed overall, Auburn 13th overall, Kentucky they're the 12. So we didn't fix that from yesterday.
Gotcha. Auburn's taking on Penn out of the Ivy League. I do not normally like to take private school pussies, and I won't there. I'm going to take Auburn, but Samford and Southern Miss. Look, we kind of touched on this yesterday. Southern Miss, crime pays. We got the blood money that Brett Favre's building volleyball courts. Who knows where the other money's coming from? But God damn it, it's going to be working. All right. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying normally, historically, where you follow it, when you follow crime, championships happen, and that is why I'm taking Southern Miss to come out of this region. What are those odds to come out of those this region?
They are plus 165 to come out of the region.
Done. Jumping on that right now. The Eagles are going to fly high. Let's go. What are you doing, Noah?
I really like Southern Miss here with you. They're my favorite 2 seed that I like to advance out of the regionals so far this year.
Tragic magic situation too. Coach retiring.
Well, I don't know if that's tragic magic. That's just a great story.
Well,
right?
it's making the whole city sad. They want him. Yeah,
that does qualify as tragic magic.
Sort of.
You're the one that created it. That's why I'm asking.
tiny.
All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Tragic magic. I don't know if it is, but I like them even more than the Camels to come out of a regional as a 2 seed. So I'm all in. In game 1, I'm super confident that Tanner Hall will get them a win, and then I trust the pitching depth behind him with a 4.76 team ERA, and they're an offense that's coming around. 7 of their 9 hitters have a on-base percentage of .335 in their lineup, and that has aided Southern Miss to a 19-1 record in their last 20 games in Scott Berry's final year as their head coach after being with the program since 2001. So I think a Cinderella run could be in the order here. I am betting Southern Miss at plus 165 to come out of this regional. Auburn is my runner-up.
I agree. I have Auburn as my runner-up as well. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yep, I love Southern Miss. The Golden Eagles, I think they get this done. And sneak peek, I may like them to get to Omaha, too.
Ooh.
Scott Berry,
yes. Baby. Yes, let's go. All right, look, let's jump on over to the next region. And like I said, hopefully you're watching on YouTube. And subscribe on YouTube, folks. And remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts at the College Baseball Experience. The listening on the audio side of things, podcast wise, helps us more. But we love getting the YouTube subscriptions as well. So hop on over there, subscribe to all of them.
Let's go to leave a comment, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, 5 stars. Please get on over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. Even if you think I'm a fucking idiot, just give us the 5-star review. You can feel free to drop that I'm an idiot in the box. Lexington, Kentucky, as we alluded to, somehow, some way, they have been able to host a regional. Yeah.
What's the situation going on there?
Yes.
They overbooked the rooms. The country concert. They got softball going on. They got everything going on in Lexington. And then they just threw a baseball tournament in there. Yeah, we're going in to kick their ass. Fuck Big Blue
but
Nation.
if there's any school that's equipped to handle that type of adversity, to live off the land,
we don't need a bed.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Kick your ass, yeah.
They'll be doing Jaeger bombs in the parking lot all day and be fine. Yeah, I mean, do I need to mention Doc Ellis pitched a perfect game on acid, or David Wells pitched a perfect game when he was a fucking hungover, right? That's because everything's slower for you. It's an advantage, and that's why West Virginia comes out. So we have Kentucky taking on Ball State from Muncie, Indiana, out of the MAC, and then you have Indiana out of the Big Ten. We know the Big Ten's a bunch of jokes when it comes to baseball. All right. I know Noah's going to try to sprinkle some fairy dust on you about the Big Ten being good.
What are you talking about?
Just because fucking Field of Dreams was filmed in Iowa. It's a fictional fucking movie. But West
Best
Virginia
movie out there.
West Virginia is going to come in here and win this thing. I feel pretty good about this here. Look, and the fact they're making their living conditions worse, putting a chip on the shoulder, get the fuck out of here. What they are meant for this. They're going to come in. They're going to beat the tar out of everyone in this thing. Give me the Mountaineers to come out of this region. Let's fucking go, Mac. Let's go. And then Mac, let's skip over Noah and tell me why West Virginia's going to win this thing.
You know why? Because they a little bit of a setback, lost 5 in a row, but they got one of the better offenses in the country, led by J.J. Weatherholt. They're going to get the bats hot again. Kentucky hasn't seen an offense like this. They can put us on the dorm, put us in the bunk beds. We're still going to kick their ass and hit doubles down the line, hit it out of the park.
I've been to Lexington, Kentucky. A bunk bed's like a 5-star fucking hotel.
I know. At the Big Blue Nation Inn.
Noah, if you go with Indiana, I'm going to jump through the screen and punch you in your fucking face. What are you doing here in Lexington?
So there aren't many big name programs in this regional. So I really think that anybody in this regional could
subtle shot, Mac, at you. There's no big name programs in this regional, he says.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
They had a shot at their literal first ever outright Big 12 conference championship. May I mention they got swept in the last weekend and choked.
They wanted to save it. Yeah.
We shared it. What are you talking about?
So, this isn't college football where like, they're just going to pick the random. They know they're going to be playing in the postseason. There's a big tournament. So they're saving it for that.
This was the regional that took me the longest to pick a winner. Honestly, any team in here could advance. My official pick is on West Virginia. The Mountaineers have the most complete team, in my opinion, here. WVU is 19-10 on the road, which will play. And just 2 weeks ago, they were in consideration to be a top 8 overall seed. Just like West Virginia, Kentucky is coming into this regional cold. 7-11 in their last 18 games. Kentucky Proud Park is a big field, and it favors the Mountaineers, who get on base a ton, and they run like maniacs. 415 on base percentage. That's 18th in the country. 121 stolen bases. That's 12th. They have the best star player in this regional in J.J. Weatherholt that Mac already mentioned. But the best starting pitcher duo, a 1-2 punch between Blaine Traxel and Ben Hampton, to get them to 2-0 with 2 bullets left in the chamber on Sunday. Give me West Virginia at plus 230. I'm not super confident in the pick to bet it, but Kentucky is my runner-up here.
2 bullets left in the chamber. How dare you say that on this very program? We're gonna be outlawed. Plus, I dig the fact you have the West Virginia jersey in the background, Noah. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, do you consider that? Do you consider that Michigan? I read that as West Virginia.
You talking about the Hutchinson one?
Yeah,
I wish we had Hutchinson.
If you're not listening on YouTube, if you're listening to this on the podcast, maybe there's a couple of reactions from what Colby's said on this podcast.
That looks like a Pat White jersey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that was a backup defensive lineman from West Virginia. That Max Connections. Maybe he sent you a West Virginia jersey for Christmas.
They did. They were nice enough to send me a hat, which I wore on the pod a couple of days ago.
All I can say is West Virginia in the 4-team college football playoff invitational has the same amount of wins as Michigan. So maybe that is Michigan. Maybe that is a West Virginia jersey.
That's true.
They
don't have the
TCU.
same amount of appearances, but that's true.
Yeah, they beat
I wish the invitational was around when we had Pat White and Steve Slade. I know that.
True. Those days are coming back, they say. All right, let's jump on over to Baton Rouge. Good old Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been shit hammered there a few times. LSU, team to beat. Some say the best team in all the land, and I love the fact they're taking on the Tulane Green Wave just 45 minutes, an hour down the road. Come on, let's fucking go. Oh man, I would love to be in Baton Rouge, just wearing some teal or whatever the fuck their colors are. They'd say green
like
or
light
blue.
green and a blue.
Well, they have a blue too. Yeah, I don't know. They have this awesome mascot though that they've been bringing
their
back.
uniforms are so sweet. They've got a light green and a light blue set. Oh my god, it's awesome.
We almost have to take them just based on that. But so then you have Sam Houston State. Shout out to Go Bearcats, our friend of the program. You got the Oregon State Beavers, who, as we alluded to earlier, has some injuries. So. LSU's the play here I mean, I'm not going to bet this because I want to root for Tulane, but LSU's coming out of this. Noah, what are you doing here?
Yeah, LSU is minus 190 for a reason. Oregon State plus 275. Sam Houston plus 650. Tulane 30-1 to get out of the Baton Rouge regional. All year long, I've said fade LSU in the tournament. Fade LSU in the tournament. They don't have the pitching depth to make an Omaha run. But man, oh man, did this team get a very, very favorable draw. Two of Oregon State's top starters are out this weekend, and Jacob Kamatz and Jaron Hunter. Both of them won't pitch. And the Beavers, they've been relying on a hot offense, but it wasn't this good all year. And Sam Houston, they have the 85th team best ERA. And Tulane, they only have 19 wins, and they have a 7.18 team ERA. Breaking news, none of these teams are good enough to take advantage of LSU's flaws this weekend. I think they advance at minus 190. No bet from me here, though. There's too much juice. Sam Houston's going to be my runner-up.
Mac, what are you doing here in Baton Rouge?
I've wanted to take Oregon State, but I just can't. Like you said, the recent injuries, and it feels like LSU and Vandy got the two biggest cupcake regionals, in my opinion. So
Florida
I'll take
throw them in
go
there.
Tigers.
Yeah, we Tigers on this podcast. Shout out to Ed Orgeron and Brian Kelly and his family. But let's jump on over to the next region, Noah. Can we load us up, beam us up, and while we while we are beaming them up, jeez, I can't fucking talk. I'm sober. I'm drinking fucking LaCroix. Watch out, LaCroix will bite you. Folks, though, I want to tell you that we're brought to you by Edge Boost, and we have to give away, and I'm going to put them on the spot. This is called a hot potato to Noah and Ryan. My Edge Boost double down play of the day is, I told you what I am doing. I told you. Campbell is winning. Campbell is beating NC State. That is my edge down double play of the day.
Edge
there.
Boost double.
Yeah. What did I say?
Edge down.
Okay. Edge Down's a shitty band probably in Seattle. Look, Edge Boost double down play of the day. Campbell Camels to get it done. Noah, what are you doing here?
Plus 140 to get out of their regional.
Mac, you got one you can just throw out there that you feel good about besides West Virginia beating the shit out of those lame ass Big Ten Indiana Hoosiers?
No, I'll skip Indiana. Take West Virginia to get those bats hot on the bluegrass and win the Lexington region. Bring your toothbrush.
Let's go. All right, now we have, if you're watching on YouTube, we have it loaded up. We're going to take you to Stanford, California, which is actually Palo Alto, California. It's not Stanford, California, but whatever. Who cares? Because no one cares there. And Stanford is taking on San Jose State.
They are anal about it being called Stanford Regional, by the way, too.
who gives a fuck what they want? Tell them start rooting for sports, and we might respect their opinion more. San Jose State is giving away free tickets to the first 200 people that show up from San Jose State. That is why Sparty is going to fuck them up. All right, let's go. Look, they're going to have the crowd. All right. Stanford's going to be their alumni is going to be at Whole Foods. So they're not going to be able, they're not going to realize that a baseball game's going on. Right. So San Jose State pulls the upset, and then you have Cal State, Fullerton, and A&M.
Let me check the schedule of this game, by the way. Stanford's playing at 5 local time. They'll all still be in the where do the nerds work? Colby, you might have the joke there. They'll all still be at work at 5.
They'll be drinking wine with their crackers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll be I'm sure
Silicon Valley. They'll all be there.
They'll find something incredibly boring to do. Let's listen to Mozart in the Woods. Anyway, A&M, Cameron Kerr, who did our graphics, is an A&M graduate. As much as I want to honor a Cal State Fullerton play here, I think I got to take A&M to get it done. They're hot right now. They just got hot in the SEC tournament. They're going to take it up to Palo Alto. It's like a fucking vacation. It's like do you want to talk about country club environment? Palo Alto is it's not stressful. It's just relax free. It's like, you know what I mean? And I think A&M's just going to come there and beat the shit out of everybody. So
shout out to Cam Kerr too. He got a good number. I think he got Texas A&M at 70-1 just last weekend to win it all. They're now 50-1. So he got a good number there.
I'm all over A&M. What are you doing here, Noah?
So Stanford's plus 150 to come out of the regional. A&M is plus 175. Fullerton plus 400, and San Jose State plus 900. Now I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, but I really didn't consider Fullerton here. They've been so cold lately, just 3-9 in the last 12 games in Big West play.
They're the dangerous team to me here.
They are, and they've given Stanford some headaches in the postseason. So I'm hoping it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But I just kind of looked over Fullerton here, and I actually changed my mind from Texas A&M to go with Stanford. I think that the Trees lineup rolls. They have 7 dudes with a batting average over 300 in their lineup. He takes
Virginia and he takes Stanford. This guy's he's lame. Who the fuck is this guy?
Alberto Rios. He's the Pac-12 Player of the Year. The Pac-12 batting champ is Tommy Troy. 5 guys in the double digits in tanks. David Esker, their head coach, has a decision to make here with their ace and Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year in Quinn Matthews. He has a 6.76 ERA in his last 5 starts. It's been a terrible stretch for the guy. Do you start him against San Jose State for a few innings? Do you start him in game 1 against the 4 seed in San Jose State for a few innings to allow him to build up some confidence here?
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Or you throw him in game 2 against A&M or Fullerton. If you use him there, you burn him for the rest of the weekend. If you use him on Friday, he'll likely come back on Sunday or Monday.
I didn't come here to study. I come here to study. Studying sucks. Studying really sucks.
Stanford, they study a lot. But, I mean, I'm not very confident in this pick, but give me Stanford at plus 150 in a home regional.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
They've been to back-to-back College World Series. Texas A&M, they're my runner-up.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Powered through.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Texas A&M.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
That's why they're going to win this thing. All right. Now get this Stanford nonsense out of here. I remember this. You remember that sound drop I play with East Carolina? You don't go to East Carolina with a weak heart. That is Steve Logan. Steve Logan is the former head coach of ECU football. And he was also coaching the NFL and a bunch of other places, but he played Stanford in a bowl game, and he tells his story. Where he goes every bowl game, you're supposed to give a speech at this dinner before you go play the game, you know, a night or two later. And you're supposed to talk about your team and the qualities that you've learned this whole football season. And Stanford goes up there first, and they have Ty Willingham as head coach, and their athletic director is Condoleezza Rice. And they go up there and they talk about that, how they have 2 oil rigs in the Pacific Ocean, one named Condoleezza and one named Rice, right? And that they're out there, and this is why we're the best institution. And Steve Logan hears this, and he's got to go next. So he goes, well, you know what? East Carolina's got the best damn tractor in all of America. All right. All right. But what a ridiculous institution to be touting their oil rigs when we're talking about college football. That is because Stanford is a bunch of fucking pussies. All right. And they're going to lose. Look, San Jose State. Come on, Sparty. Let's go. Mac, what are you doing here in Palo Alto? I'm not calling it Stanford. In Palo Alto, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking the fucking tree huggers. I can tell you, I was pulled a hugs that had some words for Stanford. Slipped. I'm taking the Aggies as well. They're gonna beat the shit out of the tree huggers. Get that down. Yeah. The Pac-12's not even a league anymore. Roll shit out of here.
Can't believe this guy's taking UVA and Stanford. What's
San
going
Jose
on
State
with this
money
guy?
line?
Yeah, San Jose State money line. Let's go. Until Stanford starts caring about football and basketball. If they go all in on football and basketball, yeah, of course they do, because it doesn't make them any money. All right, they're like, hey, we have the best water polo team in the country. No one gives a shit about water polo
either. Nobody shows up.
That's because they don't care. When they do care, people show up. Yes, like they know when you schedule 12 Power Fives like they've done before, right? Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the team knows. Okay, well, the fan base knows there's no point in going to see these games, But if they would just invest in football or basketball, you would see. I would retract my statements if that happened. All I want to see I think it's okay to have private school pussies. They just don't be such pussies when you talk and when you schedule and all this nonsense. So anyway, go Sparty. All right, let's jump on over to Coral Gables, Florida. I think it's still called Coral Gables, and I think they're happy with us calling it Coral Gables. All right, it's fucking Stanford. Miami. They don't have fans either, though. They're on the Stanford page. They're taking on the Maine Black Bears, and I'm going to be rooting hard for the Maine Black Bears to win this game.
He wants the 3 and 4 seed in this regional. There's no doubt about it.
Well, then you have
no doubt.
Then you have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, and then you have the filthiest institution. That's if you think Stanford fans think I have this dense hatred for Stanford, and that is not true. It is for the Texas Longhorns, and that is why the Louisiana Raging Cajuns are America's team. And as far as for going into this tournament, I am short of East Carolina, and I know I have a future on Campbell, but the Louisiana Raging Cajuns are my favorite team in the land. They win the region because they're surrounded by a bunch of pussies.
They might appear in your final because they're on the left side of the bracket and Campbell and ECU are on the right side.
There we go. Raging Cajuns are going to beat Texas. I don't give a shit about, we got Roger Clown. We got $1 million to spend. You still got to win the games, baby. And when you take on the Raging Cajuns, they're going to think about all those times they wanted to go play, perhaps at, in Austin, Texas, and they're going to say, you know what? They passed us. They never even fucking wrote us back. That's a chip on their shoulder. All right. I believe they're going to be ready for this. Louisiana wins this region, not just the Texas game. They're going to beat Maine in the second round. Let's go, baby.
Isn't Gino your boy, Mac?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Gino Smith, baby.
Yeah. What was his quote? It was like, the haters wrote something or wrote me
They
off.
wrote me off and I didn't write back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
That was after they beat Russell Wilson. Yeah. That was a good one to start the NFL year.
Malcolm Barker in the chat saying Southern Miss is going to win it all. Let's go.
Like
3 straight. That is hilarious because we had Mississippi State win it 2 years ago, Ole Miss last year. Well, that would be quite the story. And then you got Joe Vargas saying the Maine Cocaine Bears, baby, live dog. Let's go. And you got Hawkins talking about Nichols and their ace Jacob Mayers. He's a dude. Bama on upset alert. Yeah, I know, but still, let's fire away. What are you doing here, Noah? Don't be such a pussy when you answer this.
Oh shit! Well, you can't open it up with that. And when I'm gonna make this, this is my least favorite pick in the entire tournament. Like literally, of all 16 regionals, I just have not had a good read on this Miami, Florida team all year long. I've gotten some heat about not giving the Canes any respect this season. Well, here's their shot Texas, they're super streaky with the sticks, and they have the best 1-2 punch in the regional in their starting rotation with Lucas Gordon and LeBaron Johnson Jr., but they could win games 1 and 2. But I like Miami's lineup, and they could come streaking out of the losers bracket. That's what I think is going to happen here. And they have one of their best arms back into the fold in Carson Ligon. So if they win the regional, hey, I'm happy. If they lose, I was right all along, and I'm happy. So Miami plus 130, I'm not going to bet it, but Texas is my runner-up here too.
Disgusting. Mac, what are you doing here?
I am going with Texas because that will set up Texas A&M in the Super Regional.
This guy, he takes Texas in college basketball. He takes Texas, and he's.
I still haven't gotten over that lucky ass Miami run. I can't believe Drake blew that game. Still, I still have nightmares of Drake blowing an 8-point lead for us with 4 minutes left. Had him on the ropes.
Had him on the ropes, and you're disgusting for taking Texas. I almost want to end this fucking episode right now, but we have the Tuscaloosa we go to next, where I think that's where Honkus is referring to is Nichols taking on Alabama, and you cannot bet on Alabama because they are fucking hilarious. And then you have the Troy. You have the Troy Trojans taking on Boston College. Look, Boston College. Noah, you took Virginia, you took Stanford. Can you please double down on all these just shitty institutions that never focus on sports? Would you go on just take Boston College to win this thing?
So there are no regional odds on this one because Alabama's in here and they're not offering any, at least for the legal American sports books here. I think that this was a really favorable draw for Alabama. They're 9-2 with their new interim head coach, Jason Jackson. Some may say a tide has turned. And they have 3 starting pitchers in Luke Holman, Jacob McNary, and Garrett McMillan, who all have ERAs below 4.10. Andrew Pinckney is scorching hot right now for the Tide, playing well defensively and at the plate with a 350 average, 1098 OPS, 16 bombs, and he's 50-50 RBI runs guy. So I think it's right place, right time for Alabama. I like them to win the regional a lot, but you can't find any regional futures here. Troy is going to be my runner-up.
I like the Troy angle. Little brother, they're in their home state.
Let's go. Build off of Honkus's point with Nichols ace, Jacob Myers. He's been an absolute stud on the mound for the Colonels this season, 9-1 with a 193 ERA, 97 strikeouts, 70 innings with an opponent's batting average of 176. They are kind of live against Alabama in game 1.
Well, I'm taking Alabama because crime pays. All right. Crime fucking pays. And they've been Alabama just, they don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter the sport, right? They truly do not give a shit. They go all in on athletics, and I'm in. I'm sold because when you do that, you win. So give me the Crimson Tide. Despite I know Honkus is rooting for. Hey, I would love to see Nichols win that. I just think crime pays, baby. So.
Honkus is an LSU fan, Baton Rouge, and they're New Orleans. Nichols is in that area.
That's right. So, the hatred coming through. Yeah. Okay, well, fuck it. Let's go Nichols then, Honkus. Let's go. I'm on board. Mac, what are you doing in Tuscaloosa?
Oh, roll Tide roll. Like Noah said, they're hot since Jason Jackson, Bohannon. Crime pays here, man. They're rolling. So the Tide are going to roll all the way there, and we can't bet on them, unfortunately.
Well, we can bet on this one in Winston-Salem I know we got to head out of here soon, but we got the Wake Forest Demon Deacs, the 1 seed. They have about 12 fans in the world. Doesn't matter the sport. They are taking on George Mason. The Patriots. Start your football program, baby. Oh, I smell an upset.
Oh, God.
I am sprinkling.
No,
I am sprinkling a tiny bit on the George Mason Patriots to go down to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and pull off the upset. All right. And then you got Northeastern and Maryland. I think Maryland takes care of business against Northeastern. Wait, was it Northeastern that beat Maryland?
Northeastern's already beat Maryland 9-2 this season.
You know what? No. Fuck Maryland. Let's go. Get this Big Ten nonsense out of here. Northeastern comes in, gets it done.
Colby just said, you know what? Fuck no. I don't care about my mom who went to Maryland. I'm taking Northeastern.
It's true. My mom went to Maryland when they were in the ACC before they left for the Big Ten. Sorry, I don't have any interest in watching them play Iowa. All right.
UCLA, how about that?
Yeah, that's coming. Hawaii coming soon too. I don't know. This is the toughest region for me. I just think George Mason's got the best team.
I mean, you know what I'm doing. I'm not fading the only team that I have a preseason future left with, and Wake Forest. I grabbed them at 30-1. They've not done anything to make me want to back off of them here. We all know the deal with Wake Forest, so I can't bet it. Wake minus 280 to come out of this regional. The other teams in here: Maryland plus 425, Northeastern plus 650, George Mason 50-1. But you know, like I mentioned, everybody knows the deal with Wake. They haven't done me wrong at all, so why would I go against them here?
I haven't done you wrong. You haven't followed Wake Forest long enough because they're not a juggernaut in any sport, really.
They're a juggernaut in baseball right now.
Well, right now, you know, but they got to play the Patriots, and we know that George Mason is got a heart of gold. Mac, what are you doing here in Winston-Salem?
Noah, correct me if I'm wrong though. Isn't like the number 1 overall seed kind of like a curse though?
It's somewhat of a curse, but they don't have a huge fan base. Like they're a private school. They don't really care about that. Just go out there and win.
I'll take them to win the regional, and I like the storyline here too that they got knocked out by Maryland last year, so revenge angle. I'll take Wake, but yeah, why not? George Mason first game money line.
George Mason first game money line. Then I'll take Wake, I guess.
I agree.
But
that.
Let's be honest, Wake has national championships in women's field hockey, golf, and soccer and tennis. All right, this.
Hey, tennis is a legit sport. The amount
of pussies coming out of that institution at an all-time high. I'm joking, folks. I know it's tough. You can't tell a joke anymore. All right, folks. Hold on. We have like a couple minutes.
Yeah. Are we going through the brackets?
I don't know that we'll have that much time, but can we do that tomorrow?
No.
Okay, perfect. Well, look, I have to do another show in 8 minutes.
All right.
So that makes it a little tricky.
My bracket and my card. I'll sprint through it.
Okay, go.
So Wake Forest, Alabama in the top left is my super. I'm taking Wake Forest to beat Alabama there. Not betting it though. Miami, Florida, Stanford. I hate this fucking super regional. Give me Stanford to come out of it though. LSU, West Virginia. I like LSU over West Virginia. Sorry, Mac. They have the easiest draw out of any team in this fucking bracket. So LSU going to Omaha. Southern Miss and Clemson. This is super close. I like both of these teams actually. And Southern Miss, if they win it, 70-1 is worth the shot. Clemson, though, I like them to win that game. Florida against Campbell. Give me Florida. They're plus 100 to get their own comp as well. You can bet on these futures.
This fucking guy.
You can bet futures at Rivers and Barstool. Give me the Gators at plus 100 to get the Omaha. Virginia over Coastal Carolina. They're plus 150 to win that one. I have Dallas Baptist beating Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. They're plus 550. I like that for them to get to the super regional. Then I have Arkansas beating Iowa plus 130 on the Hogs to get to Omaha. I like that. So to go over it, my regionals prices that I have: Arkansas plus 105, plus 140 on Coastal, plus 150 on Stanford, plus 165 on Southern Miss. Campbell plus 180, DBU plus 225, Iowa plus 230, West Virginia plus 230, and plus 500 on UNCW. Then my final 8 in Omaha: Wake Forest wins the left side of the bracket against Clemson, who's in second for me, Stanford, LSU in fourth. And for the right side, I have Arkansas winning that pool against Florida, Dallas Baptist, and Virginia. Give me Wake Forest to win it all. I bet them in the preseason. I have to ride with them here. Virginia at 13-1 is a nice bet. Florida at 9-1 is a nice bet. Dallas Baptist 65-1 is my favorite long shot. Like I mentioned, Southern Miss at 70-1 is my second favorite long shot. Just for the listeners out there, this is what I have for the postseason. I have a preseason bet on South Carolina to make it to Omaha plus 1250. A preseason on Wake Forest at 30-1 to win it all. A preseason on Virginia Tech at 70-1. That one's done for. They didn't even get in. Mid-season Virginia 25-1 that I'm riding. East Carolina at 40-1 to win it all that I'm riding.
Yay!
NC State 65-1. Dallas Baptist 125-1. and TCU 100 to 1.
You got a ticket on ECU and NC State?
I wrote it in the same article. Same article at the end of April. They were both in it.
Jeez, delete your SGPN apps. No, I'm joking, folks. Mac, do you want to? I mean, do you want to try to machine gun this? Let's go.
I'll fire it away. I feel like I'm in college basketball form with my locks. Let's got Alabama upsetting Waking to Omaha.
That's a good play. By the way, in the last 2 seasons, the 16 seed has beaten the 1 seed in Super. That's a nice play.
Crime pays.
The rivalry, A&M beats Texas again, horns down. I got the Mountaineers going down to Baton Rouge, getting it done. Bats were too hot against that pitching staff. Southern Miss, Scott Berry, like we said, they're going to get to Omaha and beat Tennessee. I got South Carolina over Texas Tech to get to Omaha, so that would catch it for you, Noah. I got East Carolina making their Omaha appearance as well, beating Coastal Carolina. I got the Cowboys from the Big 12, Oklahoma State, beating Vandy in an upset. And I got the TCU Horned Frogs rounding it out as well in Omaha. They're going to beat Iowa, who I have. I'm looking at the bracket. I got Alabama over A&M. And then I got Southern Miss over West Virginia. Oh, wait, this is double elimination.
Double elimination. Just take your winner and runner-up.
I got Southern Miss and Oklahoma State in the final. And I got Scott Berry going out on top 75-1. Southern Miss, 3 straight years in the state of Mississippi. Go Golden Eagles.
Let's go, Mac. I like that play.
I love it. All right, look,
75-1.
I got Wake coming out of that filthy region, and then I got them taking on Bama. Bama wins, crime pays. Then we have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns taking on Texas A&M, and the Raging Cajuns advance. Then we have the LSU Tigers. They take down West Virginia and move along. Then we have Southern Miss, the Golden Eagles, fly high in any weather. They take down the Tennessee Volunteers. Then on the other side of things, we have TCU taking on Iowa. TCU gets the best of the Hawkeyes. Then you got Dallas Baptist taking on Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's a blue blood. They beat Dallas Baptist. Then we have East Carolina. They beat the Tar. They beat the Tar out of Coastal Carolina or UNC Wilmington, which I think we went with Coastal Carolina. So ECU wins because they're just the better at everything in life. And then we have the Campbell Camels taking on UConn. Campbell advances, setting up Campbell and ECU. ECU beats them. And then in the southern part of that, we have Vanderbilt taking on TCU. Vanderbilt advances.
You did the same thing as Mac, by the way. It's a double elimination pool again. So just take a winner.
Yeah, East Carolina wins it all. There we go, folks.
Who's in the final on the other side?
Southern Miss. This is the college baseball experience, folks. We will be back tomorrow night talking college baseball. I cannot wait for Friday. This is the most underrated sporting event in America. Let's fucking go. Subscribe to the College Baseball Experience. We're on Twitter. Also, give us a follow there at TCE on SGPN. And like I said, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts at. youtube.com/the college experience. Subscribe all over there. Give Noah a follow on Twitter at 77MB. Give Moneyline Mac here a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. Give me a follow there. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Happy college baseball season, as this is just, I know it started back in February, but fuck, this is where it gets really exciting. So let's go, folks. And look, stick around. We got a college football experience episode coming up in about 10 minutes here. So stick around. If you like college football, you will dig this episode. So, all right, until tomorrow, folks, this is the college baseball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
My thoughts, you get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mother for 106 apart. Cause of your liquor will I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dog. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Biters are quick to cross. Fishy, you on a dick to lie. Piss you off, it goes. Tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all.